Alright, we are in the ARCA car at Concord Speedway. I put down the fastest lap I could after running around with the those who are already practicing in an open practice session. Here is the information I used. Front brake bias I have dialed to 65%. Wait a second, actually that is legitimately almost the default. Steering ratio we bumped up to 16 to 1. Front brake bias I had backed it down at least to 63. I think I moved it more than a solid 2 or 3%. I think we knocked it down about 3% to help us turn in the corners when we ran our lap. Steering offset we just left where it was at. Fastest lap I run was a 16.667, and here's what that looked like. So we're gonna come all the way out to the outside of that last turn and just kind of slowly mosey in out here, not trying too hard. Actually, I bumped the wall over there. Just drove down to the bottom, got on as hard as I could coming off. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any really good or easy points. Just before we get to this spot in the wall, we've already started braking before we let off the throttle. A little ways before, maybe the spot on the wall over here, before this pillar, letting off. I believe we're already turning in. Yep, looks like the turn in was before that. Looks like it was about that, just as we pass this car here, or just before we get to that car. Start finish line, car crosses it, and we start turning. Start braking, letting off. Light brake pressure to turn the car in the corner. I'm try to drive it down the bottom. We're carrying too much speed. We're driving it up toward the wall here. Already getting back onto the throttle. Pretty early. Where would we say that is? I think it was right about when the pillar got to the little section of fence between these other outer two pieces. Somewhere up inside here. Back in the throttle. Light, very light. And start picking it up as soon as we know we can. Not all the way, because we want to get up near the wall, because we got to kind of make this arc back down to the bottom here. So we're not fully on the throttle. I'm going to drive it back down here. And then get back on it as quickly and as hard as you can, coming all the way out here. So as we work our way up toward the wall, yellow sign on the wall, the orange one. As we hit that sign, we're off the throttle, back onto the brakes. Up high, turning down, then letting off, letting it roll. And starting to pick the throttle back up before, by the time we get to these campers up here, I believe. Yep, just after we pass those guys, we start picking the throttle back up a little bit. And as soon as we feel like we can safely hammer it, we are hammering back on the throttle once we're mostly straight. I came up there a little bit squirrely for our 16.667. Now I think there's more to be had there because I could gain time in different places. I just couldn't get the car to stick coming in that little triangle piece there in the back, and coming into turns 1, 2, coming into turn 3. I was just looping it repeatedly as we entered this corner. was carrying too much speed, braking a little bit too late, braking back out here by this Hoosier sign, and we'd get down the corner and the back end would just come right out here, boom, back end would step out. We just spin it right there. So I think the big story in this track is just going to be tires. I had like a 40 lap run in here someplace. Yes. Oh yeah, we had a couple pretty long runs with the people in the lobby in there, so 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, yeah, that was 40 laps, 41 laps there, and I think it was down to like 76 at the end of the 40. Did another one, and we weren't running quite the 17 flats at the beginning. They were running low to mid 17s, and those just easy in, never getting full throttle, even on these straightaways, keeping it like 3/4 throttle, getting back, getting off the gas, getting into the brake, going through the turn, and never getting more than half throttle, picking it up, going around turns, off turn 1 into turn 2, and through that spot there, and then being easy, braking earlier. I was running low to mid 17s consistently. I mean, we're talking practically until we get to the end of this run. We're still running low 17s when I didn't screw up and probably bumped a wall. Or I think we picked it back up, tried to see if I could run a super fast lap and overdrove it. So really, I think overdriving the car here, you're gonna ruin that right front. And or picking the throttle back up, you're gonna ruin your rear tires, so you can't get back to the throttle as quickly. You're gonna want to have tires come to the end. From the few races I've seen, other people have recorded, it does appear also that in typical ARCA fashion, this is going to be a survival. There are only 3 turns. Somebody spins out, you might be coming back around to them before they get straight, or whacking them once they collect more people. So always be looking as far around the corner as you possibly can, out of the corner of your eyes. Watch for those smoke puffs as people mess up. I mean, you're going to have people overdriving the corner, driving it in too hard, and then getting back to the throttle and smacking the wall coming off of most of those turns. Or driving it in too hard, turning, and they're just looping the car going in. So just being cognizant of those people doing dumb things and trying to stay out of their way. I think maybe based on the 16.5s in here, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fastest in the session before people went in. I'll have to see if this will hold up to my the split I end up in when I do my actual race. So hopefully that little tour around there will help you run a little bit faster lap, and hopefully maybe you can find some more speed where I basically gave up looping the car over and over and over again repeatedly, many laps after 114. I thought that if I, instead of running high down to low, if I just kind of drove it in there, stayed on the bottom and rolled the car through the bottom of the corner all the way around the bottom and got on it and come off the corner, I feel like I had gained time as I'm going into this turn. Maybe you can use that, try to gain a little bit more and get a better lap for yourself than what I was able to click off. So if this helps, hit the like and or subscribe, as I'll try to continue putting some more of these out, showing you where I was on the track and the line, the braking and turn-in points when we start to go back through there to try to get that lap time. So hopefully maybe you can qualify up near the front, stay away from the ARCA madness that happens mid to back of the pack, and keep yourself from getting all those incident points that nobody really wants.